Hello everyone, my name is Donald D. Tolson Sr. and I'm one of the co-authors of the Live Your Best Life series titled Walk by Faith. I want to welcome you and thank you as I begin to share some key concepts and ideas to not only to help you to live your best life, but also to help you to identify and develop some key strategies that will lead you to your self-worth. How many of you out there have plans and ideas and you know that if they are implemented effectively, that it would not only change your life, but it would change the lives of those that are around you forever? Now, if that resonates with your spirit and you know that I'm talking about you, then wherever you are, I want you to raise your hand and say, Don, you just identified me. Yes, I've just identified you. You see, I don't believe that you were just given those plans and those ideas by God in order for you to just sit on those plans and those ideas. No, you were given those plans and those ideas by God in order for you to positively affect the world in which you live in. And I'm not trying to impose my faith upon you, but if God gave it to you, then that means that there is a major need for it on the planet. A need for you to start that new business. A need for you to write the next chapter to that bestseller. A need for you to collaborate with individuals that are on the same mission that you are on. And that mission is to positively affect the world in which you live in. You know, one of my favorite quotes is by the great South African president, the late Dr. Nelson Mandela. He said that there is no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one that you are more than capable of living. So as I begin to share these key concepts and ideas with you, I want you to look deep within yourself and I want you to say it with power and conviction. And say it 3 times a day, that I expect to be great. I expect to be great. I expect to be great. And what's going to happen is that you are going to begin to disrupt that negative mindset that have been plaguing and programming your mind since birth. Do you expect to be great? Do you expect to manifest that greatness that has been deposited deep down inside of you? I want to share a story with you. A few years ago, I was having a conversation with my son, Caleb. He's my second oldest. My son had a passion and a desire to become a Navy aviator, a pilot. And he's very bright, very, very smart. From the 9th grade on to his senior year in high school, my son was a 4.0 student. So he received an appointment to the Naval Academy. 4 years, ladies and gentlemen, 4 years into his appointment, my son had a nervous breakdown, and the Navy gave him a medical discharge. I recall going to Jacksonville, Florida to pick up my son. And when I saw my son, I could not believe that it was him. He was very deep down in depression. So as we were driving home, I began to share with my son about different things that he can do after the Navy. And I asked my son, I said, son, do you still want to be great? My son, he looked at me and he said, yes, Dad, I still want to be great. But being a parent and knowing my son, I knew that he was just telling me what he felt that I wanted to hear. I said, okay, son. I said, okay. So after we arrived home and I continued to monitor him for the next couple of days, and I saw my son continuing to spiral down into the depression. And I became very angry and I went to my son. I said, son, do you expect to be great? My son, he looked at me and tears began to fall from his eyes and he said, Dad, I don't know. Dad, I don't know. I was supposed to be a pilot. Dad, I don't know. I looked at my son and I said, it's okay, son. Son, it's okay. Everything works for the good of those that love God. You see, what I've learned is that if you ask about 95% of the people, do they want to be great? I guarantee you that most of them will say yes. But if you ask them, do they expect to be great? You see, wanting something, it always comes up in conversation. But expectation, it shows up in their behavior, in what you're going to do to get yourself out of that situation. Do you expect to be great? Do you expect to manifest that greatness that you have deep down inside of you? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share these 3 concepts and ideas with you. The first thing that you must do is that you must recondition your mind. Now that statement alone, it signifies that at some point in time that your mind was at some point in time your mind was conditioned and transformed. I heard this great story about these scientists. They wanted to do an experiment to find out how long would it take for an animal to give up. So they take this dog and they put him on a leash, and right at the edge of the leash, they put this huge stake. And on that first day, this dog, he did everything that he could to go after this stake. He growled, he bit, he scratched, he did everything that he could to get to that stake. But he could not get to it. On the second day, they took him out again and they put him on the leash and they put the stake out there. And this dog, he did everything that he could, but he could not get to that stake. And on the third day, they did the same thing. And they noticed that on the fourth day that this dog had just completely given up. He did not go after the stake. So they took the stake and they put it right there at the dog's feet. And he still would not go after it. And they noticed that on the fifth day, that they decided to take the leash off the dog, giving him full access to the stake. And the dog still would not go after the stake. In fact, he stepped away. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I are no different. After we have went after our dreams and our goals, and it did not happen within the time frame that we wanted it to happen, guess what we do? We give up. And when someone comes into our life, or when the perfect situation and opportunity presents itself, guess what we do? We step away. You were given listen, the second thing that you must do is that you must never give up. I'm sorry. The second thing that you must do is that you must utilize your gifts and your talents. Listen, if you don't utilize your gifts and your talents, what you are doing is that you are robbing the future generation of what is rightfully theirs. You were given the gift and the ability to start multiple businesses and become very wealthy. But because you allow the fear of failure to outweigh your desire to succeed, you stepped away. You were given the gift and the talents and the abilities to become a best-selling author and become very well known and wealthy. But because you allowed your mind to listen to the negative inner conversation and you listen to those that are around you, you stepped away. Never give up on your dreams and your goals. The third thing that you must do is that you must never give up. When will you become successful? You will become successful when you become successful. Do not put a time limit on your success. And do not ever step away. Listen, I don't know what your dreams and your goals are. I don't know what talents and abilities and things that God has blessed you with to have. But here's what I do know. That if you follow these 3 principles, the basic principles of reconditioning your mind, utilizing your gifts and your talents and your abilities, and never giving up, then you are well on your way to living your best life. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Donald D. Tolson Sr. I'm an author and a speaker, and if you are looking for someone to move and to motivate your audience, or to move and motivate your organization into action, then please give me a call at 352-242-3939, and someone will get back with you. Or look me up on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram, Donald Tolson. One of my favorite quotes, and I'm going to leave this with you, it says that eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, nor has it entered into the hearts of man the things that God will do, because he loves you. God bless you. and you have a wonderful day. Blessings.